Right, Hardy Classics. Let's take this little British Telecom van out for a ride and see how much attention we get. Yes, I'm sure we'll get some attention driving this today. It's a lovely little cockpit. The room in here is fantastic for a passenger. For a small van. The only thing I can say, which detracts a bit from it, well, there's a couple of things really in the real world. First one is the suspension. It's probably got suspension from the 50s, I would think. It rollers a bit round the corners. And the brakes. Brakes aren't the best. But still, drives okay. Right, we'll get belted up. And we're off. Let's try this little van on. There we go. Clutch is good. Normal bit of whine there, either from the gearbox or the diff. It's only got 4 gears, so we're in 4th gear already. It's 30 mile an hour in 4th gear. Very low geared vans these. Um, Obviously used by a lot of utility companies, gas boards, electric boards, British Telecom, post office had a lot of these vans, and they were really low geared, and you can say why. It stops the engine from revving too much and exploding. Yep, she's driving all right. She's not wandering all over the road. Pretty much going to do 50 mile an hour there now. I think it would do probably 60. It might even do 70, but you're not going to do any favours doing 70 mile an hour. Temperature gauge just below the middle there. There's no warning lights. It hasn't got warning lights like a modern car. It's only got oil pressure, warning light. I don't even know whether it's got a temperature. No, it's got the oil, it's got the battery, and there's the temperature is just a mechanical gauge there. So we're down the gearbox here into 3rd. It would pretty much go around this roundabout in top gear. It's that low geared. Well, you'll see it wallow around here. There you go. It's wallowing around. The wallowing suspension. Pulls really well through the gears. I mean, you could basically treat this like a modern van. You could use it, you would go to work, and it's quite usable. A period push button radio, something you don't see on modern cars, a choke. All cars now are automatic choke. They're all automatic everything, really. Like I say, it holds the road really well. We'll try and find a big hill and we'll pull up a hill and we'll show you how we're getting on up the hill. You see, we've had a few looks, few waves driving past. People are wondering what a van from the 1980s in British Telecom colours is driving about. You probably think it's another episode of Vera or something. There you go. Well, as you can see, she keeps up with traffic okay. Temperature gauge hasn't moved. Still 30 mile an hour. Compared to its modern equivalent today, which would probably be a Citroen Berlingo or a Peugeot Expert or Partner, whatever they are, you know, drive is pretty much the same. Just this thing you can fix if it goes wrong. You know what it's going to be. It's either going to be fuel or spark, one of the two. Both things you can check under the bonnet. And I say you could probably change this engine if you had a spare engine to change it in a workshop in about an hour. Try doing that with a modern car. You forget how good these vans really were. I think if British Leyland, like I've said before in this video, had got the body corrosion issue sorted on these, because they just used to rot. The paint must have been millimetres, half a millimetre thick, and the steel as well. If they'd built them out of decent stuff, these vans would have lasted forever. And we've got a Morris Oxford van from the 50s that's got 5,000 miles on, and the steel's really, really thick on it. You know, it's really solid, and it's just lasted. These used to just drop apart. I also think if they'd done something with the engine and they hadn't used that little A series engine, great engine, but if they'd put something a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more durable in it. After the Marina came the Maestro van, which again I thought was another really good van. Not so much with the body corrosion, they did sort it out a little bit, but engine-wise, they used the same engine, unless you got a diesel, and then they put the most ridiculous diesel engine in the Perkins Prima, 2 litre. Great engine, really good, but too big for the little van. We've been on this test drive for about 15 minutes now. As you can see, the temperature hasn't moved. Again, no lights come on the dash. It just drives exactly as it should. 30 mile an hour in 4th gear. There's a bit of background noise. It's all the telephones rattling about in the back. I think if I kept it, I'd do something about that. I'd probably put another set of racks in or something to get them all on. Coming up to a little hill now. It's quite a steep hill. Again in 4th gear. Just ease the throttle on. There's a bit of traffic here, and she'll just go up in 4th gear. There you go, 4th gear. Unbelievable. It just shows you how low gear it really is. Everywhere you go, you see people smiling and waving and looking. You know, brings back memories to a lot of people, especially people in the 50s, 55 age group, brought up with vans like this. They were a common sight on the road. Now you don't see them. The good thing about these little commercials from the 70s and 80s is that they're really rare now, and you know people have an affinity with them, and they like to see them. When you take it to a car show, you know, it attracts attention. A lot of people would look at this and say, you know, oh, my dad used to have one, or my dad used to work for the water board or the gas board or the electric board, and he used to drive one of those. There you go, we've had it out for a short test drive, probably about, I don't know, 7 or 8 miles. She drives absolutely fantastic. In fact, faultless, I can't fault her. She drives lovely for what she is, a lovely little van. So there you go. If you fancy a test drive, or like I say, another look round her, just give us a shout. Hardy Classics, email us, WhatsApp, or whatever you want to do, and come and grab yourself a lovely little piece of history, a Marina van. Bye bye now.